Guys, so we're here today, creative mapping team, to meet some amazing new up-and-coming artists. It's quite exciting, amazing venue, but I'm going to tell you all about it. So first of all, let's meet the team.
Hello, lovely to meet you.
Hi Nico, nice to meet you.
And I'm Ben Hunter.
Ben Hunter, lovely to meet
Hi.
you too.
We're both from London, but we met up in Leeds when we were studying there. We work under the name Shorvon and Hunter and have been doing so for about 4 years now.
We studied at Leeds University and we did a fine art course.
We started working actively as artists when we were studying, really. We didn't really see there's a break between being at university and not just being an artist. We got together in our second year and finished 3 years ago now.
Yeah. I think it's really good art scene in London. I mean, it's strong. There's galleries popping up everywhere. Every day there's a new gallery, and they're really good. I think there's good work in most of them as well.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment you've got a case at the sort of high end of obviously people opening up new galleries. You've got a new White Cube opening up south of the river as well, so things are expanding. And then you've got people doing interesting pop-up shows like NA, hence where we are today,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. In this show we're showing mostly Polaroids and things which have come from Polaroid images. We really just fell in love with this Polaroid stock 669 film, which is well out of production now. We had a small existing stock of this and started having fun with it, really. All the images that you see behind us are all shot on 669 Polaroid, and they're all depicting things which are dead or dying, just like the film is. We started to explore some of the techniques that are also unique to this film stock, and it's really like a last hurrah, our celebration of the medium itself.
Most of them are things that are also dying or have died, and you can sort of see how we were sort of playing with techniques. So this one's got some sort of ghosts of magazines in it, which came through multiple exposures, and you know, magazines are sort of dying with new media coming through. And the same with, you know, this is a collapsed grave, and so that grave has even collapsed. And then there's other pieces which I guess, like this one over here of the camera itself that they're taken on, is a dye transfer, which is when it comes out, basically you get the negative and positive, and if you underexpose the positive, you can take the negative and push that into the paper, and it will actually print it into the paper. It will develop in the paper itself, and that's what that one is, and that creates a really beautiful image. It's a sort of Gerhard Richter look to it for a photograph, and that is a technique lost with the death of the medium.
I think that's like quite important for us, is that these are some of the last remaining images which will have been made using this Polaroid film. Never.
No,
Never. We're not fundamentalists about this medium. We just love it, and it's a celebration of it. But it's not us clinging on to the past. I mean, in a way, it's very different from most of our work, because most of our work, we always start with an idea and then move towards the medium which best realises the idea. We're not particularly adept craftsmen at using a particular medium, so we might make top trump cards when we're talking about Facebook. We might make an installation of a surveillance centre when we're talking about Oyster cards, whereas this is really the first body of work where we started with a medium and moved from there. It's been quite nice to be a bit freer with it in that way as well.
They are a slightly older piece of work that we made, and they're basically created out of real Facebook profiles of real people, none of whom we've ever met or had any contact with. They're all just real people that didn't secure their profile, which was originally our point of departure, was that we're a bit worried about, you know, you've got a job interview, you put that person's name in, and that image that will come up, and you will see that if you're the interviewee. So that's where we really started when we made them.
It's looking at that, you know, the real and the virtual world next door to each other, and it's interesting to just see how those things correlate and don't correlate. Then the top trump element came in as a bit of fun at the end, really. It's a way of presenting the material that we'd collated over a long period of time. It was in Wyden and Kennedy exhibited it in their L gallery. These are part of a wider body of work, really, which all depict war through the ages, and they're all small narratives going on which are almost lost in this chaos. You know, it's almost as if you light the touch paper of conflict and God knows what's going to happen. And it's a story that repeats itself over and over again throughout history. So we've started all the way back with Mayan warriors, all the way up to present day conflict in the Middle East. They're modelled in wax and then cast, and rather than being patinated, they're actually electroplated, sort of gilded, either in cobalt or gold. There's absolutely no defined boundaries or roles. We actually recently interviewed Elm Green and Dragset, and we asked them the same question, and they said they come from very similar worldviews, and they make work like that, and ours is the total opposite. We come from usually the total opposite end of the spectrum, and somewhere in the middle we meet and make work which we don't really feel like is either of ours. We almost can't determine who's had his hand where in a piece of work.
Yeah, it comes out of negotiation, and it's quite nice the way we're opposites and meet in the middle, because it removes it. We rarely make self-referential work. We're actually working on a project for the Justin Foundation, which is a campaign sort of fighting homophobia in football. So we're making some artworks around that, and we're going to launch a new project online with them, which is, that's the next thing really, yeah.